Afternoon vibes.
Welcome to Afternoon Vibes.
It's a new vibe today.
Yes.
How are you today once again? I hope you're not tired of me asking how are you, because I need to ask how you are. I am fine where I am. I hope you are. Thank you for joining us on Afternoon Vibes once again. We are here to give you something worth your while. So you need to be here. Sit down, take a drink, take popcorn, or you take biscuits, or you can take kuli or groundnuts. Just make sure that you're listening to us and enjoying what we're doing. So my name is Akinwale Deborah. My partner here is
Shayo John Adebayo.
All right, we have a topic for you, and the topic says school and skill. School. Skill. Right. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
So today, as Debbie said earlier, we're talking about school and skill. Just that the title reminded me of the skits by the Winlows.
Yeah.
You understand that what even happened? Okay, the skit. I think the brother already told the lady that he received her.
Yeah.
That you are God's will for me. I had a dream. I had a revelation. God has shown me and told me you're my wife. So the lady was like, okay, really? So the brother was very convinced that you are my wife, you are who God showed me. So the lady now started telling the guy that, okay, I'm HIV positive, I have this disease,
okay, now
I have that disease. So by the time she listed everything,
his conviction will be,
brother said,
will be confused.
You know,
his conviction will be confused.
So the lady has said, but since you said God has sent, he said, actually. You know, so that's the school and skill reminded me of that.
School.
That was just on the lighter mode. So today we're talking about school and skill. Actually, we had a challenge, choosing the appropriate and the suitable topic for this. We're looking at schooling enough because we don't want to magnify one above the other, because both are actually important. Now, things are changing, things are evolving, trends are coming, trends are going. Like Yoruba will say, now, we understand that the way everything is, most especially in Nigeria, let's use Nigeria as a case study now, many young people are getting tired of the formal education, in quotes now. Why? Because, in fact, the strike, today, strike tomorrow is even one part. Then the other part is there's the belief that some people believe that we go to school because to be able to get money. Okay, let me go to school so I'll be able to work to get money. So now
it was so in those days.
It was so, but some people now believe, okay, since it's to get money, then let me just leave the school and go and learn
the skill and people get the money.
You understand? But actually both are important. So we'll be talking more about the benefits of going to school. And when we say going to school, like going through the formal education. Nursery, primary, secondary,
university.
And then university.
And if you want to, master's, PhD.
Exactly, at least the basic, have, the BSc, be a university degree. So
or polytechnic.
Yes, yes. Now, there are so many advantages to this. Now, I've seen people, Deborah, who didn't go to school, but they are successful. Now, they have skills, maybe an engineer, you understand? A mechanical engineer, like what we call mechanic now, roadside mechanic. And of course, people use cars, both commercial, drivers, personal. So that's a vocation that would always, be in vogue as long as cars still exist. Now, these people, though their clothes are always dirty almost all the time, but they are cashing out, really, like they are cashing out. You check them, they are building houses. Now, but you will now see that there is, because he did not go to school, fine, he has money, but let me create a scenario in a function now. Now, when he appears there, there's something going to school does to your thinking. There's something going to school does to your mindset. There's something it does. There's a way you can look at somebody, the way he's dressed, and even if he wears very expensive clothes, there's a way you look at his countenance, his smile, his confidence, his courage. This person is educated. And then you can see another person, even though he puts on agbada, everything, this guy, he don't go to school. You know, so that's why there was a time that this quote was raining, that illiteracy is a disease.
Yes.
Illiteracy is a disease. You know, it didn't dawn on me until one time. When I saw somebody, you know, display something, I said, wow, truly, illiteracy is a disease. Because there's some, I don't know what happens. I think I saw some of the things we, you know, wrote out. I think when you go to school, there's something it does to your mind. There's something it just works on your mind generally. Like, I think that's just it. You know, that even when you're out of school and you want to start even just pure water business, the approach will be different.
You get it.
You understand? The kind of people you would attract will be different from someone who did not go to school. You understand? Someone who wants to, okay, after school, I think I have flair for barbing, and then wants to pick up barbing.
The way you package it.
The way you pack, even if it doesn't have much money, the paint, maybe it's just all white. It might be a small shop. It might even be a kiosk, maybe all white. And then, you know, a mirror here, the arrangement, and then the way he welcomes the customer, the good English he speaks, because that's part of things you learn when you go to school. You learn, you know, to speak well, to write well, to communicate well, to relate well.
Exactly.
Interpersonal relationship, like we were saying before the show. So going to school is still very important. It's not just about you getting a certificate and then you apply for a job with that and then to make money, because a larger percentage of us who have gone to school will not even use the certificate. Yes, so that's why when we get to the skill part, we'll be talking about that. But we're trying to, you know, remind you and rekindle the fire and the desire, you understand, to really get the formal education, because I can see that desire is gradually dropping. Even now that we have young people doing Yahoo, doing all kinds of internet fraudulent things just to make money. Now, when you even make the money, I've seen people, you know, man, I cannot speak, you know, even the kind of wife that you attract, the kind of husband you attract. Okay, you can't imagine someone who went to school, you know, she's a banker or she works or she's a lawyer or something, and then even if you have all the money and you have good character, but you can't even communicate, you know, well, you know, just that alone can piss her off. Even if God says you are her husband, you understand, like, okay, you can't even, you know, maybe we're in a social gathering, I meet my husband, they say, hello, good morning, or the person asks you, the husband, can I meet you? You say, yes, you can meet me. In fact, and the lady say, oh God, oh gosh, oh my gosh. You know, so schooling is important, is key, is, you know, is the second leg of the equation, the second part of the equation, you understand? So of course we're still going to talk about skills, you understand, but we're still emphasizing on school. School is important. Even if you don't, you know, go for masters, at least get your first degree, get it, at least get it. Who knows? Sorry, I've been talking, but let me say this last one. Who knows, in your state, they can just say, okay, they want to, you know, nominate somebody from your family as a chairman or councillor or anything, and then who knows, from there you can rise to become a governor. But if you do not go to school, who will elect an illiterate to lead them?
Who even think?
And then it's okay, let our governor address us. Good morning, my fellow governors. You know.
Okay, that was from somewhere. Right. Even academics does a lot for us. It's like you said, it helps the mind. It reduces poverty mentality. There's a way you think better. You think from your local environment, because of course in school, even if we are using the old syllabus or something, it still takes us out of thinking of our local environment. We think further. So even when we want to do a business and quote that we never learn in school, that's the way it makes us see more than our close environment, our immediate environment. And then school helps critical thinking. You might think, what do I want to use mathematics to do? What do I want to use algebraic, whatever? What do I want to use factorial and those permutation and combination to do? You might not necessarily need them, because not everybody will need them. Some parts will need them, but not everybody will need them. But it's not about going to school. It's about what you got from going to school. It's not really about the certificate many times. It's about what you got from going to school. You doing mathematics, trying to get to solve a problem, trying to look for different ways to solve a problem. It can help your mind to think wide. It can help you not to have a narrow thinking. It can help you to, okay, even in projects, doing projects in school helps you to gain confidence. helps you to have a better self-esteem, helps you to know how to research things, so that when you want to start a business, you know that you are meant to do some researches. Even now, I'm doing a course on presentation, on presentation skills, something like that. So it's about learning, and instead of me going, if I had focused, which I did anyways, but some people gave their projects to somebody else. It's good you do your project yourself. There's some things you learn there that you don't know that you have learned until you start to work and you see that this happened. Oh, I did this when I was doing my project, and you see that. So it's good when you, even your exams, do them yourself. Different things that has to pass through you in school while you pass through school. There's some people that make some insults and say, you pass through school do not pass through you. It's necessary for school to pass through you, because there's a lot you learn while doing that. There's a lot you learn while making sure that everything that happens in school you follow through. Interpersonal relationship, like he mentioned, many things that you might not be taught at home, not because they don't want to teach you, but because it never came up. Maybe there was no situation to bring that about. But when you're in school, many of us that are older and went to school, we can attest to it that some skills that we know that we have now, we knew it, or we rather we realized it when we were in school. Maybe amidst people, maybe you learned teamwork, say, from school. Maybe when you're given a group assignment, a group project or something, you learn those things. You might not necessarily learn them at home because you might be the only child. Even if you have 11 people, it might be an issue of this one is the first one, trying to control all of us or something. But when you amidst your people, amidst your mates, you learn some things from your clique of people, from your age group. So we learn a lot from school, not just the certificates.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Deborah. And another advantage is that when you go to school, there's a way it helps you. Number one, there's a way it helps you define you, like find you.
Exactly.
You understand? Because of the community of learned people, talented people, gifted people,
different environments.
People from different environments. So there's a way it helps you find you. Right. You understand? Unlike when you just enter one vocation, one skill, and then leave school. You're about to say, "My yole go." It will yole. You know. It will. How do you interpret that? So I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well,
you're watching us from other countries.
I was think of the middle, the English meaning.
You know. So, but there's a way there's a way you see people doing. Maybe when you enter into 100 level now, there are people who are in higher levels, like 200, 300 level, who are already doing well, doing great exploits in that field of your own area of gifting and talent also. So there's a way, looking at them, there's a way it inspires you. There's a way it helps you quickly find your footing too. And there's a way you can, find inspiration, find people to, consult with and help you to, guide you. I'm talking in your area of gifting. We have a larger percentage of people who are into the singing industry today. I believe many of them started from school.
Yeah.
You understand? Both in gospel and secular. Many of them started from school. They started from performing in the class. Even some from secondary school. I remember them when we were in secondary school. Some people would say plantation boys. And also all those guys, me, I know I'm always church boy from so those guys, they'll now be singing with sweet voice.
Yeah.
I don't want to sing that. So girls, surround them. They were the stars, And then so people like that, it continued till university, and then before you know what was happening, all those 300 level students are having their day. They invite them. Before you know what's happening, after school, it just became a career. So you can imagine it's easier to build a career from school than you just building it outside the school. It's easier to build anything. You want to be a motivational, and this is a word for you.
I wanted to say.
So please don't, if you say, since school is, please go through it. No matter I pray God will deliver us from ASU strike and all of that.
Yes,
just
amen.
enjoy it, go through it. You understand? You want to be a motivational speaker, you can develop it from school. And then there are platforms, you understand? From class to group discussion.
Free platform.
Free platform. You understand? Free platform. Like I read mass communication, and I remember in school there was a time they built a studio. You understand? We're transmitting like
really?
That was my school actually. it's high. So we had a radio station there, and then where we practice. And then I think when we were 300 level, they sent us out for IT, 6 weeks IT. I went to do my IT in one of the TV stations, MITV, Star FM, and in just 3-4 weeks, I was already representing the station in press conferences, like in just 4 weeks. Because you can't even go to my school and your head will not be. It's advertising for you.
Oh God.
So there's nothing whatever dream you have, you start, or you want to be a teen, you want to go into teens ministry, singles ministry, relationship ministry, marriage ministry, anything. You understand? School is like the foundation, like it's a fertile ground. You can build anything from there and it will germinate. Like you have a very solid foundation when you're out of school like this. So school has much more benefits than just you getting certificate to go and look for work. We need that thing it does to our mind. I can't explain it. I don't know if there's a word for it. There's a way when school passes through you and you pass through school. There's a way. Okay, look at the way we are talking. Looking at Deborah now, even if she does not, even if she does not speak, you know, just looking at her,
thank you.
You know that she's educated.
Yes, because I went to school.
You know, there's a way you look at her laughter. You know. No, I don't know.
I think I understand that, to be honest.
Every aspect of your life. You know, for instance, let me just say this on a lighter. I hope my uncle is not watching. There was one of my uncle, he was, he's now into ministry now. As at then, he was a mechanical engineer, roadside mechanic, like we call it. He was doing fine, but he has this passion that he wants to know how to speak good English. He wants to know how to read and write. So we were much younger then. I was just maybe 13, 14, 15 or so. And he humbled himself to me and my sibling that we should be teaching him. And he was ready. He bought Brighter Grammar, brought everything. So we'll now be teaching him. And he was learning fast. His heart was so open. And he's far older than us, but he was still staying with us. He wasn't married then, but he's married now. So now, what I want to bring out is, so some of the things we tell him, no, you don't speak like this. This is a grammatical blunder. Oh, you don't say like this. So now, those things entered into him, like he now saw the grammatical blunder as like a taboo. So sometimes when we are just, chatting informally, sometimes when you're having informal conversation, you joke with some things. So when we not joke with it, it will sound strange. This is not correct. Now, why are you saying it like that? There's a way, not going to school can just turn your brain outside, So, go to school. Let's encourage the younger generation. Go to school. You understand? Go through the normal processes. Is it 3, 4? Is it 6, 4, 5? I don't know the formation now. At least primary school, secondary, and university. Go through it. You understand? It's important. It's going to do a lot of things to you. Except if you went to school and you were just not serious. You understand? It means you just passed through school for 4 or 5 years and then there was no impact. They should flog you, sir, or ma.
It's more like wasting how many years of your life, 18 or something, of your life going to school. Well, I'll come from the angle of, he said leadership. I did not say it, but I could coin out leadership from what he said. It's more like, if you are able to, let me say, for people that go to school and there's something our parents used to tell us. I did not say you should go and make friends in school. I did not say his book, I say you should go and read in school. You cannot only go to school to read books. Some have actually become that, I don't know how to explain, that they will just go to school, nothing passes through them except that they read, they go to class, come back home, read, eat, sleep, go to class, those kind of things. Even some are not able to go to church or something because that is what my parents spent money on. They paid money, so I'm not here to come and waste my time. But we need to understand that all these things are things that we learn in school. We learn to be social even in school. Yes. We learn leadership in school. Yes. Don't hide from responsibilities. Don't hide from, maybe they want to make you a course rep or they want to make you something. Don't hide from those things because they make you see who you are. They make you see how far you can go as a leader because you want to be a leader one day or the other, or when you start working you want to be at a higher position over some people. How will you won't know what you will do there if you don't know what you will do now. So it's good, all those kind of things are necessary. Then I think I wanted to say something about leadership, but we're going on a break now. When we come back I'll say that's what I wanted to say.
All right,
thank you for joining us. We're coming back.
Nation. All you need is to see a mustard seed. To be specific, it's all you need. And in faith, just speak, and it shall be. Lazarus Aligone is what you should see. Get a vision and call it. Silence, Beafunani silence. When it ujaka walala, Therefore, nani silence. Speak what you want to see. Declare what you want to be. Osati silence. Therefore, nani silence. I'm strong in the Lord and the power of His might. Tell a lion you can't bite. Kati unga kambe na lubi. Nishi ili na matu. You step aside, cause I know where my treasure is. It's on the other side, and I'm here with some witnesses. Yeah. Silence, therefore nani silence. When they uja kawala, therefore nani silence. Speak what you want to see. Declare what you want to be. Osati silence, therefore nani silence. Get to a land that's promised. Speak to the rock, don't strike it. Yes, you can move that mountain. In faith, I believe was founded. Get to your place of promise. Get to your place of promise. Speak to the rock, don't strike it. Speak to the rock, don't strike it. No delay. Yes, you can move that mountain. And I've seen it move. In faith, I believe was found. In faith, silence. Therefore, nani silence. When they uja kawala, therefore nani silence. Speak what you want to see. Declare what you want to be. Osati silence. Therefore nani silence. Yeah. Speak now with no delay. And sing now with no delay. Speak now with no delay. Declare now, yeah. Speak now with no delay. And sing now with no delay. Speak now with no delay. Declare now with no delay. Rats. Vintage.
Welcome to Afternoon Vibes. Our topic still remains school and skill. Ski.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like I was saying, we talk about the people that have succeeded and dropped out. But we didn't know that even some that they said dropped out. I later read that one person that they said dropped out actually dropped out when he wanted to do PhD. It was when he wanted to do PhD in physics. The second day he was there, he just decided that he will call it quits, that he was not going to do physics again, and he focused on something else. Not like it actually dropped out. We should read, we should not just read what we want to see. Let us actually read what happened to those people so that we will know how to get there. Then about Bill Gates that dropped out. Now that he's a successful person, he went back to school. So school, imagine somebody that has gotten to a point in life and still felt like he needed to go back to school. Why don't you think school is important? So going to school is very important. Yeah, you wanted to say.
Yeah. I hope I don't forget. Now, talking about what, going to school does to your mind, your mindset, belief system generally.
Yeah.
Now, there are some things that will be big, like a taboo to you who went to school, that an illiterate would just say, like, what's the big deal there? For instance, as an educated person now, as I am like this now, I cannot just, maybe because I'm having a chat, let's say with Deborah now, maybe off the show, and I just push her like, what are you saying? Or, it looks, you understand, like pushing a lady, and then she even staggers. You understand? That to someone who is educated knows that that's like the wrongest thing. Like, if you did that by mistake, you should make it like, I'm sorry. You understand? But an illiterate person will say, you mistakenly push her. So I don't know if you get those things. Okay, we're talking about, what just trended, man beating his wife and all of that. An illiterate person will say, there are sometimes if you don't beat women, their head will not.
Some women feel the same way. Yes.
You understand? So imagine, you understand? But someone who is truly, you know, learned would
Truly.
You understand?
It's not that you only went to school. Some went to school and school did not pass through them. Who is truly learned?
We know that, it's not really, you understand? The way an illiterate man would justify it, we need there, let's deal with it. You know, someone would, you know, of course, it might happen, but you will know that this is not supposed. So there's a way it just affects all aspects of our lives,
Yes.
the way we dress,
even our society.
you understand, the way we do things. Haven't you seen a gathering of people when everybody will be making contributions and when you know another person makes a contribution, just go this way. You understand? What's this person
As
saying?
we're saying.
You understand? So, you know, going to school helps you to relate well, you know, like we said, interaction, you know, helps you relate well with the people, helps you relate well with your environment, the society. You're able to fit in. You understand? You are in a function, you're able to fit in. You know what to say, you know how to do things, you know. So it cuts across all aspects. But because of time, okay, you want to say something?
The Omayole that he said, now I can explain that it can affect later in the future in one or two ways. That's what it means, yes.
Exactly. Oh, thank you.
In case you don't understand Yoruba.
Thank you for this. So now we're talking about skills now. So as important as going to school is, hey, there's this other, the second leg,
Yes,
which
so
is the skills.
you must stand well.
Exactly.
Try don't fall down.
Exactly. Now that is, in fact, this one is like the, okay, we don't want to place one more important
the secondary
than the other.
of
Exactly, like both
academics.
are actually important, but the way the world is going right now, the world is gradually drifting from just the paper, the certificate you have, to skills, what your hand can do, the service you can render. Yes, because there are no more jobs anywhere. You understand? The jobs that are only available now are the ones you create yourself and the ones I create. So not until I have what it takes to create a job, not until I have a skill on my hand to create a job, you understand, I'm not ready for financial stability. Great men, billionaires today, will always say that nobody ever became a billionaire with salary. And that's the truth. How do you become a billionaire? You can be working somewhere, any salary, but if you end up becoming a billionaire, there are some other things you are leveraging on. You understand? So skills is something that can take you from whatever level you are to any height in life. You understand? Because, you know, when we say skill, it is that you have a service you are rendering, you are meeting a need. And as long as you are meeting a need, there's an exchange. You understand? You meet people's needs, you give value, they pay you for it, you get rewarded for it. And most times you get rewarded in cash. So, and the reward can be, the reward cannot be quantified. It depends on how much you keep upgrading in your skills. So the world is gradually drifting to skills, what your hand can do, not just now. Going to school would help you, of course. Going to school will help you, would guide you right, because you're educated, you're learned, would help you in your planning, and how you go about it. Okay, maybe you need to write proposals, you need to do all of these things, it will help you. But every one of us now, most especially in this country we are in, Nigeria, and in Africa at large, every one of us now, we need to begin to think beyond the four walls of schools. Okay, thank God for the opportunities I have here in school. Thank God for school is passing through me, I'm passing through school and things that I'm learning. But beyond that, after school, what next? After school, what next? You understand? What if there's no job anywhere? Are you going to stay hungry? Are you going to go back to your dad and mommy's house and be waiting for morning food, afternoon food, night food? So skills is very, very important. So if you are still in school, start thinking of something you have passion for, something you have flair for, whatever it is.
If you don't know yet, start something.
Exactly. Exactly. Start something right there where you're in school, so that when you get out of school, you can, now establish that same thing on a large scale.
So, in short, I can say skill is to teach you what to do. School is to teach you how to go about it. Because the illiterate can have a skill, the literate can have skill. There's always a difference. So you need that skill first to know what to do, what to focus on, what to master. We cannot just go to school and sit down. Now we don't know how to go about life, how to carry yourself, how to do this, but how to carry yourself on what? How to go about life on what? So that what skill we should learn. And now that we are becoming more technological in this world, many people need to learn things the technological way. Funny how many jobs are going down the drain. they are now taking out some jobs from the office because softwares can do those things. So why not go further? Okay, let's even say you did a course and something. Why not go further in learning what technology does that thing, so that even when that job role is not needed, the mechanical job role is not needed, they will now look for someone that can handle this software, because that's what is happening nowadays. Who can handle this? Who can do that? Or even if we are looking for somebody that can do this job, but the person must be able to handle this software. Why not go an extra mile to learn one or two things? There's data science, there's UI UX, there's, even if you want to use the certificate you got from school, learn something extra, learn an extra skill on that line that can put you on the edge, on the better ground when you are going to get a job, even if you are going to get a job. And if there is, or even if it's not something that you're going to get a job on, it could be something you're using as a side hustle, or it could be something that, in case, with the way this world is going, in case you lose this job, you are not taken back to the ground. There is something that you were doing before that you can fall back to when there is no job. Very important.
Yes. So if you ever have the desire and dream to, live a prosperous life, a super wealthy and fulfilling life, you need to begin to consider having a skill or skills now. It's a must. It's a must. It's now a must. With the trend of, with the way things are going, the trend, if you observe it very well, things are gradually shifting. The world is shifting from just certificate to skills. You understand? People who have skills, they are making more money. Yes. And check it, even those who seem to be living fine, who are, employed. Now check it, many of them are living on debt. You understand? Yes. They will have collected loan from the company for maybe car or for the house, and then they'll be deducting it from their salary. You understand? And people like that, because of the standard of the house, they also want to live up to it.
Yeah.
So their standard of feeding, not just feeding alone now, the clothing, their lifestyle generally, you understand, they will want to live up to that standard, which they are not up to. So they end up, the husband and the wife end up spending more than their monthly income in a month. So by the time you look at them very well, it seems as if they are doing fine, but they're actually living in debt, like they are really indebted millionaires. They are millionaires like minus, you understand? That's minus zero. You understand? So that's not the will of God for us children. So there's something, if you think deep, skills, your own might not be something you have to do with your hands. It might be words. It might be your mind. It might be anything. I was just talking with a friend yesterday, and I was telling me what his fiancée does. She does adire, what how do we do? Textile clothes or something?
Tie and dye, I
Tie
guess.
and dye, exactly. But at a very advanced level. And the thing has taken her to, meet people, you understand? Because this is something that normal local people do. But because she's learned, I saw the people she took pictures with, I said, wow, wow, this girl, she's climbing, So the skill is, in fact, to the point that even my friend is feeling unworthy, not unworthy like that, he's feeling like, he acknowledges it that this girl is she's above me, like, like he had to acknowledge that, respect, So when you have your skill, you are your own boss. You are your own boss, you understand? And that is the desire, that's the dream, that's the, that's the focus. Of course, not because you want to be bossy or not, but this is, you have your own time to yourself. You have time to serve God. You have time for your family. You understand? You have time for your family, but when you are doing 8 to 5 job, don't forget, most of us who are Christians will still go to church in the evening and all of that. By the time you're back, that's even if you're closed by 5, or if traffic does not hold you down. I know of somebody who every Monday he doesn't go to work. Now he's self-employed. He has his skills, so he has his personal plan or personal habit, like every Monday no work. Of course, he can attend to 1 or 2 clients over the phone, but he just stays with his family. You can imagine first day of the week. That's like humiliating poverty itself. Like first day of the week, everybody's supposed to let me get to work. That's the day he chose to be at rest. To let me rest. Can you imagine that? Would you try that if you are working with an organization? Say, what happened? I just decided to take a rest. Okay, just keep resting. So, but when this is just very important. As important as schooling is, skill too is important. Just think of anything. See, when you have skill and you are good at it, in fact, you would do akko, you know, there's something called akko in Yoruba. You know, I'm not saying you would not take your client seriously, but what I'm saying is you have your standard. They'll be begging you to the glory of God.
Value.
I'm talking from experience. You understand? Like, by the grace of God, not me, it's the grace of God. Like, I give clients my targets, my terms. You understand? Like terms. And even me, I'm not at this thing, if not for the grace of God and excellence in what I do. Like, I literally, you understand? And I know this cannot happen anywhere. You know, so having the skills gives me a sense of confidence, and my mind is at rest. You understand? And we're going to be talking about, most likely, maybe on Monday, we're going to be talking about tech skills now. You know, tech skills. We want to open the eyes of many of us to many skills in technology that our eyes have not been open to. And this is not just for men alone, even for ladies. There are many things you can do. It's just because eyes have not been open to it. People don't have the knowledge, and people are cashing out. Like, people are cashing out, young ladies, young guys. It's not everybody that is doing Yahoo. So prepare. Most likely we'll be having that on Monday or any of the days next week. Don't miss any of Afternoon Vibes episode next week if the Lord tarries. But when you have your skills, you are your own boss. You are in charge. You are in charge. And if you are serious with it, the Bible says, if a man is diligent in his business, he will stand before kings and not mean men. So if you are diligent in it and you are good, people will look for you. People will look, okay, let me just share a brief testimony to the glory of God. I make video content and all of that. The last 2 jobs I did, one came from, like, 2 parts are wide. One came from Ireland, you know, and another one came from Ogun State, like far E4. You understand? Like, one came from this way and far distance. You understand? And I gave them my terms, and they followed it. So what I'm saying is, people will look for you from anywhere once you are good. One of them even said, I know that what you give to us is, quality. I have the chat here, I can even put it on. It's quality. And I was just looking at it. I looked at it again and said, wow, like, wow. So having skills gives you freedom, gives you liberty, gives you, there's a word I've been looking for. I can't find it. I can't find out. It gives you security. Is that security? Yes. Security, like, you are not scared, like, what if they throw me out? What if they sack me? No. So you can still be working with an organization, but when you have a skill, you have a service you render, your mind is at rest. So even if boss says anyhow, thank you very much, sir. At least I know of somebody. He's somebody you even know. We talk about him, He in his company, a friend of mine works with him, and so he was having a Zoom meeting. He was abroad, so he was having a Zoom meeting with his staff. So one of the staff here in Nigeria made a mistake. So he now told my friend to give him a knock. Like, give him a knock from, so that was, I said, it's an order. Give him a knock, it was, I'm sorry. And they were, back and forth, like, he didn't want to, he just tried to do, no, that's not it. Give him a knock. So my friend he now said, okay, if you cannot give him a knock, then you're fired. So I think the thing continued for maybe some days and weeks, but that was just what led to my friend resigning from that company. But the same friend I tell you today, he's on his own. He's not working for any company. He's working from home, and he's cashing out. He's making good money. But he would have, come back to beg and all of it because he did not have it. But because he had something to fall back on. This, my friend, now is a video editor, graphics designer. And in fact, that's the major thing he's doing. And he's working from home to the point that, neighbors just see him working on laptop, and they don't see him going out, and they see him living fine. So, and this, my friend, when he prays, we used to pray in the night anytime I go, he used to pray very loud. So it was like a confusion that your old boy cannot be praying like this. And glory be to God for him. He's doing fine. He's doing fine. Not working for anybody again.
So being your own boss doesn't only have you to be an entrepreneur, like standing alone, but has you to be your own boss even while you're working under somebody. Now in this new era of, especially after COVID, that people now can work from home in this Nigeria. I think it's been working in other countries, but in this Nigeria, it was frowned at by some companies, but now it's something that they're encouraging. But there are some people that cannot be allowed to stay at home regardless. But some that they know that this skill, the person came with boldness and let you know that I'll have to be working 2 days or 3 days in this week. I need to, and you know that you need this person's skill. You have to come to terms with what the person wants. So the person will become his or her own boss, giving them his or her own terms, and they will have to come to a compromise. Okay, we can't give you 2 days. Let's make it 3 days or something. But you always have a say in the company. You always have, they won't just let you off. Even when they are doing turnover, when they are trying to send people off, they will have to reconsider and reconsider. Even imagine that you will get a job outside that pays better, and you come and let them know that, okay, I've seen someone that wants to pay me better. Do you mind? Even the way they will tell you that you should go will be that it's because they cannot pay you. It's not because they want to let you off. So it will be there's something they call it a dysfunctional turnover. That it will be dysfunctional for them. They know that when you go, they will lose something. So let your presence be worth the while, and that skill is what you need. So that skill, even if you went to do engineering in school, there's a way a skill makes you more needed, more respected, more welcome than you just, everybody here is an engineer. What makes you different? So that skill is very, very much important. You are doing HR, as wide as HR is, or as general as it looks like HR is. You can go and learn data science. You can learn one or two things. Those kind of things put you on a better edge. That even when they are laying people off, you won't be scared. You don't have to be rude to people because they can sack you and you can go. With your good nature, with your Christian attitude and everything, that thing still puts you on a better edge than every other person.
Thank you so much for that motivational speaking. Actually, I'm trying to, because I said, I talked about tech skills. I was having a conversation with the guest we are proposing to bring for that next week, and it was opening my eyes to different skills in technology that eyes have not been opened to. I was saying it with passion that it's just the knowledge. People don't have the knowledge. You understand? If I was telling me something that I was even doing, I've been doing that I did not pay attention to. And we just had a few conversations, and he said that you can consider doing this also. When I went back to my, seat, I now started thinking, I said, wow, and this is something I've been doing, but my eyes never went there. And this is something other people are doing, cashing out and all of that.
And use a voluntary service.
Exactly. So it's knowledge. So just get ready. Just get ready. Yeah, I don't want to promise Monday here because we need to speak with the person to be sure he will be here with us on the show. But I pray on Monday, if the Lord tarries, he will be here so that we can really, look into different tech skills. I'm sure you'll be able to find the one suitable for you.
With you.
Exactly. So, skills versus school. Now, I have something here. Let me read. Said skill is always important than a degree. Okay, this of course everybody is entitled to their opinion, but if one has skill with proper qualification, with good self-confidence, it will definitely go to a higher position.
Qualification too has to do with schooling.
Yes.
Skill with schooling, with proper, what was the third one?
Qualification with good self-confidence.
With good self-confidence.
It will definitely go to a higher position. Skill will help a person to earn. If he has skill but without qualification, companies cannot hire him. So that's for someone who wants to use his certificate now. So even if you have the skill but you do not have the qualification, they will not, they will be forced to admit that
they will not even know you have the skill because they can't see skill, they can see qualification
first.
You get, so it's when they now call you that they will now know what you can do. What will make them call you in the first place.
Wow. So it's the qualification that opens the door for you. Wow. This is wow. Okay. A person may be a good mechanic, but he has no engineering qualification. Then he cannot claim he's an engineer.
He's just a mechanic.
Like I was saying before we came live, that a lady who takes her fiance home, and then maybe he's a mechanic, you understand? And then he now tells his father, actually Dad is an engineer. Which engineer? Mechanical engineer. Mechanical engineer. He's a mechanic, and the other is a mechanic. Mechanic, no, Daddy, it's a mechanical engineer. Hello, okay,
where's the office?
So beside the pipeline, Dad. Oh. So he said, okay, I'm trying to overlook. Okay, a degree is a means to get a job in a company or firm, but it requires skill to do the job properly.
Exactly.
So finally, he said the ideal is a good combination of both theoretical knowledge and practical understanding. I believe this is better. Yeah, that's so the person, balanced it. Both are actually important. Both are important. And for those of you who are just aspiring to go to the university or you are in school already, like we said earlier, please maximize your being in school very well. because life outside school is a different ball game. Deborah, I don't know if you remember, when we were still in school then, those who had graduated, they used to tell us that life outside is different. So I'll be wondering, what's different?
They will say when you go into the world. I mean, no, they say
Labor market. They use labor market. They say when you get to, it's a different ball
the
game.
outside world.
The outside world. So I used to wonder, like, what's different? Is it not the normal? But it was truly when I graduated. So
It's
it's a different ball game. You know, when you're in school, you depend on uncle or mommy or daddy. But once you graduate like this, everybody, oh yeah, be on your own. So you now know what it means to have the money to work and get the money
And save it.
and save it. You understand? So you now appreciate what daddy has been doing. When you ask for 5, he gives you 2. You say, imagine daddy, you know. So maximize your being in school very well. Learn everything you can learn. Build everything you can build. Quickly get this. Discover your purpose quickly when you are in school, so that you start building in that line. This is an opportunity. That's for those who are still in school or you're just aspiring. You're privileged to watch this. You know, start praying to God to understand your purpose, understand, you know, what you want to really do, what you want to really focus on. You understand? So begin to build it, whatever it is. Just maybe you need to join a club in school or join this. Another thing that helped me personally was serving in church. I joined a church. You understand? Living church. Of course, when I got to school, I was looking for.
What's living church?
When I mean a living church, like a vibrant church.
Okay.
That's what I meant by living, sorry. Oh, you're getting back at me now. All right. So don't worry, me and Debbie, we are this 1-0 now.
1-0 or 10-1.
Oh God, don't mind us actually.
All right.
You know, so I was looking for a vibrant church and a church that has good music, because I had passion for music. So that was my first criteria for, you know, criterion now for joining the church. Eventually I located one, and then it helped me. To the glory of God, I'm a music director today, and my journey into music directing started from that church. And Deborah, let me tell you this, when I joined that church, I had some experiences, things that would have made me leave the church. Then I was doing stand-up comedy before I got to school. So when I got to the church, it was a big church. So I saw the church as a platform. I did not calm down, you know, please calm down. I did not come down to learn things. So one major program, I just put my name down, and they encouraged me, this fresher. You know, they call us fresher. Then, you know, they gave me the platform. That's how I got and messed up. Yeah. Of course, I did well. The concept was that I preached, we were using cassette then, radio and cassette. I preached the sermon in a cassette. I now recorded it. So it was playing on the altar from the engine. So I was now interpreting it in Yoruba. You know that concept. Wow. So that was the concept. So it was playing, it was my voice, but I was interpreting, and people were enjoying it, people were laughing. But I now mistakenly used a foul language, you know, unconsciously. You know, I was changing the words. So that's how. So they said, as soon as I said that, the pastor on the seat just said, "Wow, what is this?" Just like 2-3 minutes into the time, he said they should go and tell me to get down.
Wow.
So, and this is a big church, like people were many. So I just saw that they came to tap me, like I should leave the altar. I said, but my time is not up. So I did not understand. So, and there was something at the end of the comedy that would throw everybody off balance. People were rolling. So, and I said, they should give me 1 minute, let me quickly jump there. I said, no, I have to end now. Now, the entrance to the altar, the distance from the entrance to the altar was so far. So it now remained, I will walk from the, you know, from the altar to the entrance. But people now started clapping to encourage me. So I was just going small. When I stepped out like that, I cried. What kind of church is this? They did not encourage people. They did not encourage young talent. It was later somebody came to meet me. No, it's not that. Look at what you said on the altar. I said, what? You just told me, and now I was unconscious about it. Now, that thing was a stigma on me, that people were saying, this guy still did this church. Like I was supposed to have left, but I still stayed. Another thing happened again. I was playing the drums and I wasn't good enough. They always send me down. You know, I had different experiences, things that would have made me leave, but I didn't leave. I don't know what kept me. Now, in that same church, it was a testimony actually. In that same church, I grew, you know, spiritually, musically, in leadership. In that same church, something that never happened in the history of the church, I ended up becoming music director 3 times consecutively. It got to a point I was given an award, most popular male, in the same church. Now, because I submitted myself to serving God, now I grew, I learned how to relate to people, I learned how to manage people. In school. Now, one of the things I learned when I was MD, because it was MD choir corps, so it was a big position. So I learned people management skills. Exactly. I discovered that it was a skill. You know, I learned that from my predecessor. So how to manage people, how to relate with people, how to, you know, my leadership. I did not know that there was a leadership gift in me. That 3 years tenure brought out that skill. But if I did not give myself to serving God, maybe I'm just freestyling, doing whatever, now I would not have learned all those things. And after school, I've been in different leadership positions, and some of those things I learned, some of the skills that God has developed while in school played out and helped me a great deal. So maximize your being in school. Don't just play, even if you have just 1 more year, pray to God to compress the years you have lost to that 1 year and gain everything, build everything you need to build. So when you get out of school, you just develop it. You just begin to develop it. I think you've gotten, so that's a food for thought for somebody. Yeah.
Yes, so we should know that schooling and skilling, if there's something like that, is very important. None should be let out. While you are in school, learn a skill. After school, you've not learned a skill while you were in school, learn a skill now. Yes. While you are working, learn a skill. It cannot be overemphasized. And it should not be underrated too. Even if it is a skill that looks like an illiterate skill. No, there are some skills that are just relegated to illiterates, but you don't know that literates now are using them to cash out. Because some people want to get those things, some wealthy people want to get those things, but they don't want to get them because they are in the hands of the illiterates. Literates are the people that can get to them, so they are the ones that do those things in a well-packaged way and get it to them. Any kind of skill you are thinking about now. It might be that in those days, it's even local people that even barb hair. Now, literate or educated females too are barbing hair. Now they are getting opportunity from people that are looking for classy kind of hairstyle or something. So, and some people are just chilled with the fact that it's a female that is cutting hair, or it's a male that is making hair, or it's a female that is a mechanical engineer, or is it this or that. So your gender should not hold you down. Your being an educated person should be a propellant. It should not be the one that will make you feel like you shouldn't do this kind of thing. It is just your touch, your educational touch on that skill that makes the difference.
Yes. So I think we've said a lot today, you know, and thank God we've been able to balance it. You know, schooling, very important, acquiring skills, very important. Two of them must go hand in hand. And perhaps you're watching us, you feel you've grown old and it's like, and you did not go to school. So you're asking the question, can I still go to school? Can I still, of course, someone told us, Femi told us about his uncle that went back to
secondary school.
At the time he was in SS3, his uncle was in SS1. He even had a car there, was driving to school. So, and you know, there was a time my mom had to go back to school for her degree.
Yes.
She had given back to all of us. We were mature.
Even my parents. Yes.
You know, so as far as it is education, there's no age barrier. Yeah. There's no age barrier at all. You understand? One of the Nollywood actor, Dele Odule, as at the time I was running on maybe 400 or 500, he came to do degree.
Oh, really?
Yes. In Olabisan Obajo University.
Olumide Adekola went to school.
Exactly. So you can still go back, ma and sir. You can do anyhow, just, you know, adult education. You can start from, if you cannot read and write, start from literacy skill, get some literacy skills, how to read and write, and then just do anything. There's no, and it's flexible. You can do from home, you can do now, you can do, you understand? So there's no excuse, actually. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. So whatever level you are in, you can still pick up from there. You can still pick up from there. But for the younger ones, let's acquire skill, and there are so many skills. Don't worry, next week, like we said, we're going to be looking at different tech skills that, you know, you can consider. Maybe you never thought existed. You know, and these are skills that are around your area of giftings. You understand? You'll be surprised. You just be cashing out even while still in school.
Yeah.
There are people that, so many things, but let me just leave that. There are some people that what they just need is, okay, look, let me just give you one of them. There's this, you know, when you type something on Google, like you just type any question, you say, no, just think of anything. Now, there's some list of answers it brings you. There's actually, is it Quora or something, that you can be supplying answers. You understand? Like you can just be supplying answers to certain questions like that. Yeah, and they pay you. No, but don't worry, the person that will really teach us and open our eyes to more of this will be coming next week by God's grace. So you just get ready. Don't miss any of the episodes next week. Don't worry, we'll not even tell you the day. We'll not tell you when it's Monday.
Just follow through. Watch every day.
Yeah, so we need to end the show here. You know, I believe God has helped us, used us to, you know, if you are part of the people who have been discouraged, who don't want to go to school again, or you're not taking your school serious, you are just playing, you are carrying carryovers like as if it's, whoa, get serious. Get serious. It's very important, very important. Coming out with a good grade is also important. It's also important.
I think that there was a joke that somebody said in 100 level, she had like five carryovers. In 200 level, she carried her whole village. Because she had a lot of carryovers.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
Let school pass through you.
Yes.
Don't just gallivant around school.
So
yes, this is the end of today's afternoon vibes.
Yes.
Hope you had a vibe while you're learning. So yes, we are here to end it. My name again remains Akinwale Deborah, and my partner is
Shayo John Adebayo, SJA.
SJA.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for joining us today. It was nice gisting with you. It was nice vibing with you. See you again next week. Bye.
Me name is The Proof. Play it on the beat, play it on the beat. One. Shut! Ash, puja, puguja mi sozi. Love will come to you when it's ready, not necessarily when you are. When you are, I know that brother money broke your heart, but God will mend it. So puja, we la la mami, we la la mami. So puja, we la la, so puja, we la la mami, we la mami. So puja, we la la. Stop for a minute and check like a dashboard light. You had made mistakes. Love life full of many twists and turns with the wrong advice. You mistake again. True love only comes from the Father. Besides Him, I tell you there's no other. Wipe out those tears, little girl. God loves you. Just give your love to Him. So puja, we la la mami, we la la mami. So puja, we la la. So puja, we la mami, we la mami. So puja, we la When you started, he used to pick your goes now goes it one. A party I'm busy, it's tricky. That's a good melody, but God's love never changes, never fails. The way He loved you from the start is the way He loved you till the end.
Oh yeah, baby I did that. Pokuta mi sozi, there is better days to come. Bless no malaki, no we don't believe in karma. No kung fu ni mudi yesu tuwa panda. Yoze tufuala my pajama, cause He grants me sleep, yes, cause He loves us. We got a God living amongst us, now that God lives in you, so boo.
So puja, we la la mami, we la la mami. So puja, we la la. We la la, so puja, we la la mami, we la la mami. So puja, we la la. Oh, vachik ash 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 ash.